Hey guys, Guardian Draco here with another video on your bread and butter in Guardian Tales, which is stamina and gems and how you should use them. Now, this video is a little hard for me, so I'm kind of going to be sticking to my notes here. This is just my experience in the game, so you're going to have to adapt it to your account, and maybe some things won't apply to you. So let's begin. First, stamina. And what you're going to want to do with stamina is Evolution Dungeon. It's the best dungeon in the game. It helps with collection on rare heroes and some unique heroes. It helps with evolving heroes, which is very important. And it helps you farm the most important material in the game, Hero Crystal. Also, the other dungeons are not that great. Mirror Rift, you should do it mostly for your arena team and maybe your main hero in Coliseum, because aside from that, you can really use normal accessories in all your Coliseum teams, in your raid teams, and in most heroes for most situations really. So you only need a few maximum broken mirror accessories, like 2, 3, and then you're kind of good to go. Then a few times you're going to want to stop doing this to do some gold and item dungeons, but that's usually only very early game when you're trying to get 3 stars on all of them for the gems, and maybe if you're in a rush, so you don't want to do that often. You mostly want to be doing Evo dungeon. And then also there's deviating for the story and for Horizon Tower. That should be obvious, and it's important to do that. But aside from that, you should pretty much all the time just be doing evolution dungeons with your gems. Trust me, everything else not as good. My bad, I said with your gems, I meant with your stamina. With your gems, what you're gonna want to be doing is you're going to want to be summoning heroes. It's the best place where you can use them really, because the other places just aren't as good. Now, you can summon on weapons, but that's mostly going to be for mileage quests and very late game when you're farming magic medals for to maximum break a weapon. And then you're going to also want to summon on costumes. Again, this is super late game. Maybe you should do this before summoning on weapons to maximum break a weapon, because I think for the resources it gives you, it provides a bigger bonus, I guess. The only issue here is that you have to get it over time. So for hero costumes, it's like 40k gems for a 9% bonus for every single character, while to maximum break a weapon, it's like 60k gems. And it only maximum breaks one hero's weapon, so they get 10% versus everyone getting 9%. So I think costumes might actually go before maximum breaking a weapon. Oh, also you might also want to use gems on legendary awakening stones at the shop, and maybe if you're in a rush, then you reset the awakening dungeon. But 90% of the time you're going to be wanting to use them summoning for heroes. And if there's a mileage quest, then you're going to want to do heroes and equipment. But aside from that, it's just mostly mostly hero summons, and basically saving up gems for hero summons. I keep wanting to say costumes. Now let me go into the details how you're going to want to do evolution dungeon and how you're going to want to do summoning heroes. So for evolution dungeons, at first on a new account, you're going to be farming 3 heroes to 5 stars and then maximum breaking them. And so evolution dungeon is going to make it easy to 5-star them, and it's going to make it easy to maximum break them because you can farm hero crystals here. Especially if they're all from the same element, so they're a mono team. Oh, it's gonna make farming hero crystals way easier. And the reason for this is so that you can get them into the training room and have them be maximum broke. And then after that, you're going to be farming maybe 1 more hero or 2 if you messed up, because you're gonna want them for arena or for Coliseum. Maybe you didn't get the perfect team, so you're gonna want 1 more hero, maybe 2 more heroes to make sure your arena and Coliseum teams are good. And once you've got that, you basically have your main team, they're good to go. You got your Coliseum and arena team, they're good to go. Maybe only for a little bit, because you know meta changes, but they're good to go. Okay, you got a good team, you got things straight. That's when you might want to deviate from evolution dungeon to farm those few mirror rift accessories for, you know, your main arena team and maybe your main hero in Coliseum. It's pretty useful for them because it gives great stats, great defense stats, and it also gives cooldown reduction and regen speed and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good accessory, but only if it really is mandatory, because it's expensive to farm it. And then after this, you can then farm evolution dungeon some more for your raid teams, which you should probably only have like 3 raid teams, and whenever you need them to fight a different boss that they don't counter, just switch their weapons up for weapons that do counter that boss, and they'll be just as good. Okay, they'll be almost just as good, 90% of the way there, for like significantly less resources. And so it's just like 3 raid teams and you should be good. And then after that, I'm just gonna have to let you guys know later, because I'm just now getting there with my main account and soon to get there with my second account. And so yeah, I'll let you guys know what I figure out afterwards and all the mistakes I make. And then for summoning heroes, you're going to first want to summon heroes that fit your meta team, if you're doing an arena and coliseum team, or if you're taking the easy way, your mono team. So you're gonna want to summon for heroes that match those. For example, if you were summoning right now on a new account, you summon for these 3 and you got your dark team, right? Good to go. You're obviously gonna be missing one, but you'll get it later. You're pretty much good to go. If you're summoning for meta team, then Ogma's a must. And this character, maybe. Erebel's pretty good. I mean, dark team has kind of taken over, so I don't know, maybe the same team that you get for your mono team might also work as a meta team, at least for Coliseum, right? Anyways, after that, you're going to want to summon heroes that improve your teams significantly. So basically, if you were to get this dark team, then maybe you're gonna want to summon next banner for, I don't know what they got. I know they got Lupina, so maybe you'll want to summon for Lupina, and that's kind of it, right? And really from this point on, you're mostly summoning heroes for mileage quests and for farming hero crystals. So, you know, it depends on you and how many gems you saved up, whether you want to summon or not, and whether you think that hero will help your team significantly. So yeah, you might even just want to save gems and wait for the mileage quests to use them as effectively as possible. So explaining stamina and why you shouldn't use it in the other dungeons. Again, Mirror Rift is only needed for some heroes and usually only in arena, where the stat bonuses matter and skill regen is important on all heroes and also important on the main hero in Coliseum. Other than that, you know, Mirror Rift, not that insane of an accessory. Like, it's great for those, but for other things, it's just like, just put sharpshooters on everyone and you're good to go. At least that's what I would do. I like that accessory, you know. As for farming gold and item dungeon, the thing with gold and item dungeon is that you get most of this stuff, like you get most gold from other dungeons and stuff, and you get items from events and stuff, and Horizon Tower, story mode, etc., you know, and also weapon summons, you know. I just don't see it as that important. Unless you're in a rush, then, you know, it's understandable. It's a game, you gotta have fun, so if you want something now, maybe consider going for it, right? As long as it's not like too bad of an idea. If it's like a really bad idea, then, you know, maybe don't, because it's not gonna be fun in the long run. And yeah, you're going to want to summon items late game for collection. If you still haven't finished some items, then okay, go for that, but mostly you don't want to do it. It's just not worth it. As for gems, weapon summons, the issue with them is you can sometimes get rare heroes weapons here in white boxes, and so that's really annoying. And also there's a lot of weapons compared to how many heroes there are, and so it's just way better to just mileage weapons, because you get exactly what you want rather than just, I mean, imagine getting a white box and being like, yes, awesome, I got it, and then what comes out is like a Leaf's weapon. God, or even worse, it's, what would be a really bad rare hero? I don't know, I think a Leaf is one of those. I mean, a Leaf is not even that bad, but you know, it's fun making fun of a Leaf. But anyways, oh my gosh, imagine getting Vishvac's weapon after you've already maxed him and broken it. Ah, oh, that one hurt me the most. Oh. Anyways, so yeah, you're mostly going to be wanting to do weapon summons for mileage quests or very late game collection. Maybe super late game, you're trying to maximum break a weapon. Aside from that, you know, skip it, right? And just mileage the weapons. And you're also going to want to use some gems for the awakening stones, because it helps you with raid. At least the legendary awakening stones helps you with raid. Resetting the awakening dungeon is mostly like, you know, you're getting impatient, so do that. But yeah, it's not really that great of an idea. Again, hero summons, because of hero crystals and mileage quests, that's very important. Awakening dungeon, not so much. Buying legendary awakening stones, okay, that's kind of acceptable, but most of the time you'll be spending your gems on hero summons. Now, late game, you will want costumes for the collection bonus. That's the thing with costumes, you know. The collection bonus is not that bad as long as they're part of a collection, because the knowledge bonus plus the collection bonus gives you like 0.9% stats for like 4,000 gems, maybe a little less on some costumes. And so that adds up. For like 40,000 gems, you get a 10% bonus, right? And so it's like, it's not such a bad thing, you know, at least when compared to like maximum breaking weapons. That's like 60,000 gems for one maximum broken weapon, which gives you like a 10, it's actually higher than 10%, it's more like a 15% attack bonus on one hero versus 9% of just general stat bonuses on all heroes. So you might want to do the costumes and collections first before maximum breaking a weapon. But for the most part, gems are best spent on summoning heroes because of those hero crystals. Very important resource. I mean, eventually you're gonna get to a point where you got more than enough and you don't really need new heroes, and you don't really want to maximum break the heroes you got because the ones you needed to maximum break have already been maximum broken. And so it's like just you're hoarding resources, and okay, you know, you summon for their weapons and you summon for maximum breaking weapons and so on. Or damn, I wonder if you could get so late game that you got nothing to do with gems. That would be crazy. Either way, these are just my current thoughts on stamina usage and gems in Guardian Tales, and why you should spend your stamina in certain places and not others, and why you should spend your gems in certain places and maybe others later, but mostly in stuff like hero summons. And so, like I said, just my thoughts on it from my experience. You're gonna have to kind of adapt it into yours, take what's good, leave what's bad. And hopefully this video ended up helping you guys. Maybe consider subscribing for more, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye bye.